just a side note, and this applies to the reading as well. Like, for example, I have been talking about in my last videos about like frustration and feeling frustrated when I'm getting interrupted to do a reading because every 2 seconds the kids will ask me for something while I'm doing a reading. But literally, I had made that decision a few days ago that like I'm gonna really focus and own in on this to change it, that I don't get frustrated. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna get frustrated, but if 9 times out of 10 I don't get frustrated, and that 10th time I get overwhelmed for a second, at least I'll come back and own it on. Even right now, they're outside again playing with water, and they're because my son still has this cough after weeks, and I've been doing everything, and it's not strong cough. Like, he has no other symptoms. He doesn't have a fever. He doesn't have anything that's like that's something that, okay, I need to take him to the doctor's for. No, it's just this lingering wet cough that's not going away, and it's not even intense, but I don't want to take him into the pool and make it worse, right? So we've been going outside, what I said, in the evenings, and we're probably going to go outside in a few hours just to go play soccer, right? And football, we call it in Spain, they call it in Europe. But what I was saying, sorry, let me deal with this. So yeah, as I was saying, if I can let it not overwhelm me 9 times out of 10 and bring my energy down and bring my mood down, like, woe is me, right? Like, oh my god, this is too overwhelming. Then I'm gonna I'm gonna change my perception will shift, right? Like, my perception is already shifting on the situation. Sorry, hold on again. So if it's like, if I can shift my perception and then be aware of the moments when I get overwhelmed, then my behavior will change, and my behavior has been changing. So it's like, this is like another topic, another channel message, but whatever, I'll talk about it in here. But when should I do another video on it? Like, maybe I'm gonna do another video on it. Maybe it's important. Okay, let me talk about a little bit briefly about it. But like, everything, the construct, the oversoul, creator, whatever we want to call it, it works based on our behavior. So it's like, if our behavior is reflecting low vibrational states where we're allowing ourselves to get worried, anxiety, overwhelmed, and feeling like frozen, right? Then it's only going to mimic that behavior and give us more situations for us to feel like that, because we're already in that state. Whereas if we choose not to let ourselves get in that state, or when we do get in that state for a second, overcome it quickly, so we're not staying in that moment, so that we get better things thrown our way, then that's how we change. That's how we break free from the programming, because everything is based on programming. All these situations is just negative programming that we've been conditioned into, right? By them showing crime on the news, constantly putting fear in movies, shows, everything. Like, all of these things make us in a fearful state, and that's what keeps us in their reality and not creating our reality. So we're just in a reactive programming, and we need to break free from that feedback loop and get to a place where we are able to create our own reality, right? And actually, I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna record a channel message and just record this video by itself. I'm not gonna tie it into the reading right now. But so the things that how you create your own reality and break free from the programming is through your imagination, through your intuition, through your empathy, and through your humor. And it's crazy, because it's like, from young, those are the qualities I've always possessed, right? Without even thinking about it. That's my natural, authentic state. And that's everyone's natural, authentic state. It's just through programming, we've allowed ourselves, through people telling us, for example, if someone tells you don't share, right? If your parents grew up telling you don't share, then you're going to grow up to not be an empathetic person and not share with other people, for example, right? Whereas if your parents tell you situations that, hey, these cats have no food, they're stray cats, they don't have a home. Or if your parents tell you, like, hey, always say please and thank you, or hey, always say hi to people, always say hi to people no matter what class they're in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if your parents are constantly teaching you stuff like that, that's how you develop empathy, because you start to see, like, for example, even at the elevator yesterday, my son, we were at the elevator, and there was this disabled person who was in a wheelchair. And automatically, my son said to me, like, hey, Mom, should we let him take the elevator first? And I said, oh, really? Yeah, maybe. And he was like, I was like, why, right? Why should we let him? And he's like, because he has a harder life than us. Like, his life is hard. And it's like those are lessons that I've taught him, right? Like I always tell him, like, yo, some people, be grateful for where you are and your situation that you're in right now, right? Like when he's feeling down and he say misses his friends, right? I'm like, still be grateful for where you are, what you have, all the things that you're blessed with, that you have food on your table, that you have a hot shower, like all the things I try to tell myself, I instill in him too. So it's like it naturally, through me programming him, telling him things, it programs him in a good way where he has empathy for other people naturally. I'm not telling him to have empathy for these people. I've told him lessons and it's become ingrained in him. So that's how we develop empathy, through the lessons that we learn. And if we didn't learn it from our childhood, then we have to teach ourselves those lessons, right? So, and humor, I've always been playful and humorous and joking around and whatever, but the overwhelm and the stress and the pressures have sometimes gotten me to act. Hold on for 1 second. So it's like I try to do readings, but somehow channel messages just keep coming into me. And for a while, when I was feeling like uninspired, nothing was coming in. Like I literally felt brain fog, and it could have been just an ascension that I was going through. But now, like, these channel messages are coming in again, and I'm feeling good. Like I just got my time of the month, but I'm still feeling good, and that shows you, because I know about myself that when I'm feeling super overwhelmed and anxious and feeling like I can't control it, but it's just hitting me over and over again, the frustration, is I know that's when I'm getting close to my period. However, because I choose to shift my mind, and usually when I actually get my time of month, that's when I'm like, okay, the release, I feel okay, and I don't care to talk about this. Like I'll talk about it. Like if it makes you uncomfortable, but this is it. Like this is who I am, and this is my experiences, and I share what I share, right? Watch it or don't watch it. So, and it'll be a release, and I'll feel better once it comes. But it's one of those things that it's through me watching these things and constantly reminding myself. It's like I've read so many books that tie into the same topic, but as you get into states of overwhelm and worry, unless you're constantly like rereading that material or learning more information on it, expanding your mind, like it's like writing things down, right? We learn things through writing things down. And as you do those things over and over, that's when it becomes ingrained in you, right? That's when you get you have the self-awareness about it, but you only get ingrained in it when you apply those skills. So that's why it's so important to continue to act on imagination, pursue the things that the imagination is being creative, right? So any idea that comes into your mind, take aligned action on it, or else it just stays in the daydream. If you don't take aligned action on it, then nothing happens with that, because what I said, the creator acts on our behavior, not just having ideas. That's why so many people are geniuses and they have all these ideas in their head, but they never take aligned action on it. So it stays as daydream and never gets created and come into fruition. And then intuition, that's what you use, your medium. Trusting your intuition to be led to do the things that your soul is calling you to do, right? So you have the imagination, your idea, that's the first thing that comes in. And then after, your intuition tells you, take aligned action on this. Or your intuition tells you, takes aligned action on anything, a person, place, or thing. Hold on. So I'm just going to say a few more things, and then I want to get back into the reading so my battery doesn't get drained, because I want to make a longer reading. But basically, so imagination, intuition, I just explained, and then empathy. So your empathy is what gets you to treat others with kindness and respect. Do unto others as you would have done unto you, because you're empathetic towards other people's situations. You're compassionate towards them. You don't judge them because you have empathy towards them. And it gets you to your behavior to be pure and authentic and loving and caring and compassionate and nurturing. That's what empathy gives you, all of these qualities, right? And then your humor is your lighthearted nature to make other people feel good, to make yourself feel good, to act on your highest excitement, to be playful, to be enthusiastic, to like just spread love in this world. So it's like those four qualities are the most important things. I don't even know if I would call them qualities, but those four attributes, qualities, I guess, things are what get you to co-create with the universe. That's how you co-create with the universe, by possessing those things. And we all have it within us. It's just our programming from childhood, feeling embarrassed to be humorous and be silly because we're going to get made fun of, feeling like we're not funny because someone told us that we weren't funny, feeling like our imagination, our ideas are like too far-fetched, so we don't act on it, feeling like we can't trust our intuition because we're not sure if it's leading us down the right way, all these things that people tell us is what gets us not to act from this place. But if we really want to co-create a world, a reality within this world, our own world within this world, then we need to keep acting on the things that I always mention and using those four qualities to our advantage. So that's the most important thing. Literally, nothing else matters except doing those things, and your imagination will get you to play when you're outside and come up creative ideas for everything, your kids, for the people in your life, for yourself, right? Your imagination will guide you down. Hold on for a second. So yeah, as I learn new information, I share with you, but everything comes along the same premise. No matter what way, shape, or form of what new information I learn, it's all around the same presence of co-creating with the universe by acting on your highest excitement, by choosing to change your perspective, by choosing to see things differently. Hold on. And our environment's constantly going to test us and send us things that are trying to make us reactive, and that's all the lesson and the test for us to break free from the programming. By no matter what's thrown at us, we choose not to be reactive. We choose to be zen and calm and not let it get to us and not let it make us feel overwhelmed and get us in a state where we're worrying and we're anxious and we're losing our faith and not surrendering and all these things, right? So yeah, it's like life is, this is why I say life is so simple. We just make it big. So it's like life is simple, yet we make it so complicated. But these things are not easy to do because there's constantly negative program in our field through our actions as well that are trying to get us to be reactive, right? And until we break free from that reactive state, like fully don't allow things to bother us and don't allow it to overwhelm us, then we're not going to break the cycle. We're not going to break the pattern and create a new pattern. But as soon as you break the cycle and create a new pattern, sorry, let me make sure the sound is on. So as soon as you break the pattern and stop being reactive, that's literally what it is, not being reactive to your circumstances, then removing those things that are making you reactive out of your circumstances, right? Like if you can remove it, if you can't, then don't. Like me being triggered by my kids, like I'm not removing them from my circumstance, but I can choose not to be reactive when I'm doing a video and they're asking me things, right? Like I can just choose to be like, okay, pause the video, it's cool, you'll get your channel again. Like shifting my perspective that like it's not that big of a deal. I'm making a big deal, I'm making a small thing a big deal because I want to be in the zone and focus on this, right? When I'm with them, I'm in the zone, focused on them. So it's like everything that I do, I just want to be in the zone and focus on the thing that I'm doing. So yeah, just again, I'm going to sum it up because I want to get back into the reading. Don't be reactive so that you can break free from the pattern. Literally, just whenever you feel like you're going to get reactive, remember, and even when you do react, tell yourself again, oh shoot, I was reactive. Let's get back to the place where I'm not reactive. Let's get back to that Zen place, whether it's holding some crystals in your hand, breathing in, removing yourself from that situation for a second, like whether it's taking a break, whether it's getting some rest, like whatever it is, just get yourself back to a place where you feel zen and use your imagination, intuition, empathy, and humor to create the reality that you want. That's basically it, right? So yeah, I hope this helps, and let's get back into the reading.